What is the difference between honoring your word and keeping your word? Hey, everybody, Chef Katrina here, and welcome to the Chef's Table. Yes, we're absolutely a few minutes late, actually, a couple hours late for the Chef's Table. So, I have been kind of in this conversation in my head over the last day since yesterday was Monday, today is Tuesday, and I did not do the Chef's Table yesterday. So I went back into my training because I have to remember that there's a difference between honoring your word and keeping your word. And I remember this distinction very clearly when I when I started going through personal self development. This was one of the topics that came up was honoring your word versus keeping your word. So I'm going to start with keeping your word. A lot of the times we talk about this as like the end all be all. You didn't keep your word. You didn't do what you say you were going to do. And we use the word, hey, you didn't keep your word. It's kind of almost like this negative energy we hold against people, right? If they fail to do something, we say, hey, you didn't keep your word. And we give them no room, and even myself, no room to maneuver, right? We don't give our way. We make it like it's a very black or white, right? Like there's no room to maneuver, there's no room to adjust. Keeping your word is a powerful thing. And there's actually a better methodology or a better description for what we're actually trying to do, which is to honor our word. And in the world of honoring our word, what we start to look at, and this is why calendars are so important, this is why knowing who you are and who you're becoming is so key. That's why power lists are important. All of this is really important inside of this because honoring your word means that you're recognizing when you can't do something. So I realized on Monday morning, as I rolled over, I'm like 5:30 in the morning. It has me not honoring my word, and here's why. 5:30 in the morning to do the chef's table. Well, I was trying to keep a consistent time for the East Coast. What I might have done different was just say, "Hey, I'm traveling for the next 2 weeks. Be prepared that my time shift as I go back and forth through time, my chef's table might be at a different time." See, I was so committed to keeping my word that I would show up at a specific time in one time zone that I actually put myself into a situation where I was being unreasonable with myself. Right. And I was being unreasonable for who I am and who I stand for. And while I could do it for 2 hours, 6 a.m. wasn't so bad. 5 a.m. became a little more challenging, especially when you're spending time with family and friends and you're up later. And recognizing that if I had just spoken or even put out a post or even emailed my list and said, hey, for this week, see, this is me honoring my word. I would have acknowledged the broken promise. Hey, guys, I know I said I'd be on at this time. And due to travel, I'm going to update, and this time you're going to catch me at, and I can just update my promise, right? I can update and honor my word to show up for something. And this is actually a critical factor because most of the time we think that keeping your word is really the most important thing. But being able to honor your word and being communication around what has to change or what needs to be updated with no reasons and no excuses actually gives you more power in how your day goes. Actually gives you more power in um, in a lot of things. So this was just kind of like me thinking about this. I'm like, what was am I going to share today? Because I want to be real with you. You guys all know that my chef's table is all about being real in this journey, and I have done really well at getting up but as environments change. I recognize so do I, and I have to be aware of that. I have to be aware of the situations, the places I'm at, to make sure that I honor the relationships and the people I'm around, and still fulfill on my business promise. So learned a lot actually over the last couple days. And for those that are popping in and watching, thank you guys for joining me here at the chef's table because this conversation isn't easy. I have an expectation myself to like always be there, and sometimes that stringency, that hard line I put for myself actually gets me more trouble and frustrates me more than anything else because I feel like I let myself down. I feel like I let myself down. I feel like I let people down. And I'm harder on myself than I am on anybody else. And so when I don't give myself any flexibility when I feel like crap all day long because I didn't do my chef table yesterday, I know that there's something there that I'm missing or there's a lesson to be learned inside of there. And if I just sit with myself in meditation, who I am and who I'm becoming starts to get a little more clear. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Like, I am totally acknowledging the fact that I did not do a chef's table yesterday. I acknowledge the fact that I didn't show up as I said I would. And what I can be responsible for is being somebody that communicates if and when something changes, right? Not just communicates, um, when it fits me, but there's sometimes communication can be abrupt. It could be within a couple hours due to no foreseen future of your own. Communication could be a couple days out, could be a couple weeks out, could be a couple hours out. But what I've recognized over the years is that it just acknowledging that there's a breakdown, just acknowledging that there was a miscommunication, um, actually is in the first step of becoming somebody that's aware of what's going on. So I share this with you, and I'm saying a lot myself too. I share this with you because I don't know where you're at, and I don't want for you to feel like you've got to commit to something and then not be able to change it, not to be able to have the flexibility to make adjustments as needed, right? Who you're becoming as an entrepreneur is somebody that's going to make some mistakes along the way. Someone inside this entrepreneurial journey is going to head down one path, and then maybe in a couple of weeks might be down a different path, and that's okay too. So who you are and who you're being is becoming an entrepreneur. And inside of this, you're going to learn the difference between honoring your word and keeping your word. You're going to recognize that communication might be something that happens a few days out. You might be someone that finds out the communication happens within 15 to 20 minutes of when something's supposed to happen. And you have to recognize that the sooner, as I've discovered for myself, the sooner I can be in communication around something, the better. And if something changes, the moment I know it changes, be in communication with the person or the people that it affects the most. So, a couple of lessons definitely to learn inside of all this. And I really want to thank you guys for popping in and saying good morning. And also, if you guys can, let me know where you are in the world. Say hello. Let me know where you're popping in from around the world. Definitely love to hear from you and say hello, because this really is a journey that we're on together. And I'm super excited that I got to be on with you today. And a travel day again today. So I'm traveling back home, heading back to Georgia today. Bittersweet. I've had a lot of fun hanging out here with my friends and their families and getting out and about. So with that, I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And we are back on regularly scheduled time. So that's 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We kick back in again tomorrow. And I really do appreciate you guys jumping in, listening in, and hopefully you're getting some nuggets from what I share with you around this incredible journey that we are on around being entrepreneurs. And if you want to get, I always say if you really want to successfully grow and build your business, surround yourselves. Yes. Surround yourselves with entrepreneurs that can bring you up and make a difference. And I have a community of entrepreneurs that has pushed me to do my chef's table, that has pushed me to do better, to give me access to things and ways of thinking that I probably would not have thought of myself. This is all growing experience. So if you want access to a community of entrepreneurs, just let me know. Say, hey, I would love to be able to learn how to build, scale, grow a business. Um, and inside of that, I look forward to sharing this with you and really, supporting you on this entrepreneurial journey together. With that, everybody, I hope you're having a phenomenal day, and I will see you tomorrow at the chef's table. Bye, everyone.